Hey YouTube, what's up? XboX here, come back at you with another video, and today I'm going to do my Blackwing deck combos. So basically what this video is going to be like me drawing 5 cards and showing you how the deck works. And the reason that I'm going to start doing these videos after I make my deck profiles is because I saw some comments, and this happened a while back when I first released my most recent Blackwing deck profile. There are some comments on whether I should run Steam or not, and this gave me the idea that I maybe should start doing these combos so you guys know what, like, why each card is here. And I'm going to be doing this separate from the actual videos because I want to basically, like, take some time to actually go through the plays and stuff. So think of this as like a test, like a hand testing thing, just to show you how this works. So basically what I'm going to be doing is, like, a few times I'm going to be thoroughly explaining in detail what I'm going to be doing for each move. So yeah, other than that, I'm going to start, and I'm going to be playing open-handed, so like you guys know what my hands consist of, so like this. Just as an example, I'm not actually going to use this hand because this hand's terrible, but it's going to be like that. So without further ado, I'm going to shuffle my deck, and before I start, I'm going to address two things. One, I got a new lighting system, so I got this little this lamp here to help fix my lighting problems that I've been having recently. I know it's been pretty, the lighting's been pretty bad, so yeah, that's that. And then the second thing is regarding the deck, the actual deck. In my most recent deck profile, I posted that I'm running one Sirocco, but recently I've gotten some mail orders, and now I no longer am running a Sirocco. I'm running one more Orochi. So for those of you who are just cookie cutters and want to use my deck, then yeah, that's that. So I'm going to shuffle, and we're going to start. So I've drawn Vanities, Whirlwind, Shura, Chris, and Soul Charge. Okay, so this is always assuming that I'm going to go first, because I can't really simulate what my opponent's face downs and stuff are going to be, so first I'm going to activate Whirlwind, obviously, because this is the staple of the Blackwing's deck. This is what gets all your plays rolling. So, I mean, that's really, really self-explanatory. So now I'm going to summon out my Shura. And the reason I'm doing this instead of my Chris is because Chris can be special summoned, and that can help you go into your ranked plays and some other plays. And there's no tuners that I'm really going to be searching out that have 1800 attack, because there's no such thing as tuners with 1800 attack. No Blackwing tuners, at least good ones that I'm running with 1800 attack. So I'm just gonna activate or summon out Shura, and I can always special summon Chris later. So now I'm going to go into my deck. And what I'm going to search, I'm actually going to search Gale. That's typically your targets with Black Whirlwind, either that or Orochi in my build. So that is going to be that. I'm going to shuffle my deck, and then so that Gale's in my hand. I'm going to special summon it in attack position, because there's no reason why I should put it in defense position. And now I'm going to immediately go into my level 7. Nope, I can pick up my extra deck. And we're going to go into, let me find it. We're going to go into Armor Master. Yeah, let's go into Armor Master. The reason I'm going into Armor Master is because it's going to be swapped out, it's going to be used later for material, so it doesn't really matter. I could have gone into Armor Master or Clearwing, either one. So now I'm going to activate my Soul Charge, pay 2,000 life points, and bring back both my monsters. Oh, oops, wrong one. Anyway, the reason I'm doing this is because I just want to give you guys a kind of, like, because this hand wasn't the best, but it's still a decent opening. I just want to be able to synchro summon more times. So, like, I'm probably going to bust out another level 7, but I'm also going to special summon my Chris, just for the fact that it's a good beater, and it can't be affected by spell and traps, so that. Now I'm also going to go back into another level 7, and I also could have gone into, actually, you know what, I'm going to do that. No, I'm going to go in my 7. Just kidding. What I could have done is I also could have tuned my Armor Master, my Gale, into my Leo, but I decided not to do that. I'm just going to go into another level 7 and summon out my Tamer, because that's going to protect my my Armor Master. It's also going to protect my Chris from attacks and stuff. So that. Also, I can redirect attacks from any of these two to my Obsidian Yugioh. And another thing I can do is, well, what I could have done, it wouldn't have been a strong play, but it could have been a play that I could have done. Instead of tuning these two together, I could have tuned my Gale to my Armor Master, and then made Leo. And then I also could have and then I could have used my Shura and Chris as overlay units to go into a level 4. But because I don't have 4 Strix, because this is a budget deck, that's why I didn't do that. So basically that's it. I'm out of resources, so I'm going to set my Vanity so my opponent can't special summon and end my turn. Alright, so now I'm going to be doing my my second test hand right now, so just gonna flip over some cards. Okay, so this is one of the better hands, I would like to think. It's actually very similar to our other one, but it's still like a somewhat decent hand. We can make some plays off of it. So what I'm going to do first, obviously, is we're going to activate activate the Whirlwind. Like I said, that'll be that's like the catalyst to our play. So this is that's that. So again, I'm going to summon Zephyros, and it's going to be the same reason why last time I didn't summon I summoned Shura over Chris, because Chris can always be special summoned. So now I'm going to activate Whirlwind's effect. And it's going to be a very similar play to my other one, but I kind of just want to showcase what this deck can do, just some other options. Of course, this might not be the best play, but since this is a very similar hand, I'm going to do this instead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search... I guess I'll search another Gale, just because. I was going to go into a Roshi. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's just go into a Roshi, just to show what we can do off of it. So I'm going to search into a Roshi. And I'm going to shuffle my deck. I guess it really doesn't matter, but it's kind of just habit. So then again, I'm going to special summon my Orochi, and I'm going to go into my board, and I'm going to tune my Orochi and Zephyros. For the level 5, I'm going to go into... let's go into Sahaya. And then I'm going to activate Zephyros' effect in the graveyard, pop this back to my hand, take 400 and special summon it. I'm going to reactivate my Whirlwind, just as a safe play, just in case if we were to be able to go into an additional normal summon. Then I'm going to set 2, and I'm going to overlay into 101, just as a protection. This is more of like a protection thing than it is a some other reason. Like, now I have a beater on the board that I can detach and it won't be destroyed. Plus, I also have a warning and a Black Sonic in case they just decide to attack into this. I can banish all attack visage monsters. I also have a warning set just in case they go into a big summon like ABC or a Zodiac Beast of some sort. So yeah, that's that. I could have gone into a more advanced play like I did last time, but I just kind of wanted to show off what this deck can do. So I'm going to reshuffle. So now I'm going to go into another hand, and here we go. So Blizzard. Okay, so this isn't a bad hand. We can still go since this plays off of this. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to summon out my Blizzard. And from there, I'm going to special summon Gladius. And the only reason I'm going for Gladius first is because he can only be special summoned when you control one Blackwing monster. And, of course, if I special out Chris first, or Bora first, I wouldn't be able to meet the requirements for Gladius unless I made, like, another monster of some sort. So, now I'm going to special summon my Bora. And from here, I can either go into a 5 or a 6. Preferably, if I had another Whirlwind on the field, I would go into a 5, or I would go into the 6, which allowed me to give me my additional normal summon. But I don't. So, I mean, I could go into my Assault Blackwing, or I could go into Librarian. But because this isn't one of the better hands, of course, like I said, when you don't open up Whirlwind, it's kind of bad. Of course, that's why sometimes it's good for this deck to go second, just in case you do draw into your Whirlwind, but obviously it's not. So again, you can set your Reckless, and you can also special summon this guy out if you want to. And you can, like again, like last time, you can go into your 101, or you can go to Castell, but there's not really any reason considering this is assuming you're going first. So I'm going to tune into a 5, and just for beater purposes, I'm going to go into Librarian. And with that, I would probably have to end my turn, considering I can't really do much else. There's no monster for me to Snatch Steal with 101, and I obviously can't activate Reckless Greed the turn I set it. So that's going to be that, and then I'm going to go into some more hands. So here I'm going to draw into my next hand. Okay, so this doesn't happen a lot, typically, but I kind of sort of stack the deck just to, with this hand, just to show you that you can brick with this deck. It is possible, but it's not very likely. Typically you draw at least 2 monsters, because the monster count in this deck is pretty high. I just put, like, these 4 right here on the top. I didn't know I was going to draw the trap card, but it is possible. But you can still make some plays even if you do draw into basically all spells and traps in one monster. So first, I obviously activate your Lord of Darkness. This is your play, which will get you into 2 more monsters. Typically, it might get you into a Whirlwind, or it might get you into another trap, or like a Black Sonic, so maybe you can beat out your opponent, that kind of thing. But I've drawn into 2 monsters, which is extremely good. Now I have an option to what I want to, as far as what I want to banish goes. Now I've got some pretty little monsters, so I'm gonna go banish my Blizzard. Now I'm going to summon out my Gale, and then make my Gladius, because I control Blackwing monster, special summon it, go into my 6, which is no Thung. Of course, my opponent's going to take 800 damage, and then I'm going to set 3. That's basically it. Like I said, you can brick with this deck. That's kind of the purpose of this hand, but, well, again, it's not likely. Okay, so I'm going to draw into my next hand. Okay, so this is actually a really good example of what a typical hand looks like. Typically, you draw into 3 monsters, a trap of some sort. Just trap count in this deck tends to run a little bit higher than the spell count, and then you'll draw into a Whirlwind or some other spell of some sort. So I'm gonna activate my Whirlwind because, you know, opening Whirlwind is amazing. This is what you have to open with this card, regardless. So I'm going to summon out my Blizzard. And the only reason I'm going to summon out Blizzard instead of my Shura is because it gets a tuner on board, I have a Whirlwind, and if I can go into an additional normal summon because I have Chris on field, I can special summon. So basically, if I went into Shura, I could search out a tuner of some sort, but I didn't. There's just really not much of a point, because if you can go into 6, gain an additional normal summon, then get another tuner. And then get another normal summon which can search out another tuner. It's like sets off the catalyst to all your plays. So I'm going to go ahead and search out, let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and search out my Harmatan. And the only reason I'm going to go into Harmatan is because he has a level gaining ability, which allows him to gain the level of my Blizzard, and then I can go into my 6, which is good, and then obviously I'll get my additional normal summon. So I'm going to do that. Of course, now I'm going to special summon my Harmatan. Like I said, I'm going to go into my 6 with his level gaining ability, which will bring me to Thung. My opponent, again, won't take 800 points of damage, which... it's a small amount of damage, but still. Now I'll play this card face down. I mean, you can play this face down at whatever. I'm just going to do it now, considering it's a first turn. So now I can gain my additional normal summon. So what I'll do is I'll summon out Shura, again for the same reason Again, for the same reason that I wouldn't, because Chris is a special summon, and there's not really anything that I want to go into right now that is like that has less attack points than Chris. It's really just 100 attack points more, which would only allow me to search an extra Shura. It wouldn't be very viable. So now what I can go into now is basically what you would want to go into is a tuner that you can special summon from your hand. Here's a really good one. I'm going to go into Orochi, and the only reason I'm going to go into Orochi now is because I'm trying to think of how to explain this. The only reason I'm going to go into an Orochi now is because it'll allow me to go into an additional, it'll allow me to go into either a 5 or with Shura or a 7 with Mathung, so it gives me viability. Of course, now I can special summon my Orochi, and I'm going to special summon my Chris at this moment. So I can either go into a 5 route, or I can go into a 7 route. I'm going to go the 7 route, just because there's more 7s in the deck. You can always make 5s later. You typically want to make your TG Hyper Librarian. I mean, you could make your Librarian, but you're not going to Synchro Summon anymore this turn if you did, but I'm going to go into Joe. And the reason I'm going to go into Joe is because he, again, like I said, he protects my monsters before, and if he somehow gets destroyed and I can't protect my monsters anymore, I still have a Sonic on field. So I'm going to activate Joe's effect, which allows me to bring back my Nathong. And no burn damage is taken, because that's only once per turn that the burn damage occurs. And now I can go to rank 4 and just leave him out that way. But with more Blackwings on the field, it's probably better that I don't go into the rank 4, because I have more viability with Black Sonic. Because if I go into, per se, like 101, it wouldn't be very reasonable, because he would obviously attack my 101 first. I couldn't redirect the attack to Joe, and that kind of just ruins everything. And I can't activate Sonic because 101 obviously isn't a Blackwing monster. But like I said, if you guys have 4 Strix, I would definitely recommend doing this, because you can go into 4 Strix and then search, and yeah, it's a really good card, especially for this deck. The problem is it's like $30 right now, so buying it obviously is a problem. So with that, I'm going to end my turn, and I think I'm going to go through like maybe one more hand, just to show you, just to kind of get the point across, show you some more combos. Alright, so now I'm going to go into my final hand, as I've said, so I'm going to Orochi, Shura, Chris, Gale, and Will. Okay, like I said, pretty self-explanatory. You're going to activate Whirlwind first. This is a catalyst for every single one of your plays. Now, because every single one of these monsters can be special summoned, and Shura is the only one here that has to be normal summoned, it can't be special summoned, you're going to normal summon him to activate your Whirlwind and search. The reason you're not going to do any of these guys right here and search out there, Shura has some high attack points, and like I said before, Chris, I mean, it's not really worth it, because the only thing you can add to your arsenal of searching if you summon out Chris first is the other Shura in the deck, and that's really not that worth it. You always want to open up Shura, or open up with a monster that can be normal summoned, because you can special summon these guys and go into your plays. So I'm going to search out Harmattan, and this will help me go into my 6 plays. It will allow me to grant me an additional normal summon, so that's a really good play that I can do here. So I'm going to do that. Now I'm going to, we'll special summon my Orochi, because I control a Blackwing monster, I can do this. And then I'm also going to special summon my Harmattan. Harmattan's, hold on. Then I can also special summon this guy, and I'm going to keep this guy in my hand, because I'm about to go into my 6, and I can use him for an additional normal summon to search out more tuners. So I can activate this guy's effect to gain Oroshi's level, of course on special summon, so I do that, then special summon this guy. This is on special summon. That's my bad, I should have told you guys that. So now he's a level 3, then I would special summon him. And now I get to Synchro Summon, with these three. Because he's level 3 now, I can make a 6 here. So I'm going to go into my 6, which is of course, my No Thong. My opponent will now take 800 points of damage, and I can have an additional normal summon to search out more things with Whirlwind. So I'm going to take advantage of my additional normal summon now, summon out Chris, and activate Whirlwind's effect. Which will allow me to add... I'm going to go into my Orochi, my second Orochi. Level 1 tuner, really good, and you're going to see why. Again, because I control a Blackwing monster, especially my Orochi. And now I'm going to tune my Orochi to my No Thong. Again, I'm going to make Tamer again to protect my monsters, and activate his effect to bring back No Thong. So now what I could do is, I can tune here my Orochi to my Joe for Crystal Wing. I could tune here for a 7, or I could tune with these two or these two for a 5. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna tune here, and I guess we'll go with a 5 play. To go for Sahaya. And then this opens up the Onimaru play, the level 12, because you can tune Sahaya to Obsidian Hawk Joe, and then he gains his effect, which makes him like pretty much broken. He's also a tuner, so he can tune with Chris, but I mean, I don't run any level 9s in the deck. So that. And I'm going to go back a few steps just to show you something else I could have done, which, so I'm going to go back to the, before I summoned out Joe, so I had this and this on board. Another thing I could have done, is I could have tuned for a 5 here, and then made my Librarian, which now allows me to draw every time I Synchro Summon. So now I'll go into my 7, go for a Tamer, activate Librarian's effect to draw, then I'll get my No Thong back, and now I still have like 3 viable beers on the board, along with the Chris, and I have a Clue in hand because of what I just drew. And you can see that both options are pretty viable. This doesn't allow you to go for your Onimaru play, but you still have a 24, a 26, a 24. This protects your other 2 monsters, and you also have a Clue in hand, so in case they just decide to swing over for something else. Mind you, every time your opponent Synchro Summons, you can activate Librarian's effect to draw an extra card. This thing can't be affected by spell and traps, so you can see how it just really depends. You can do a lot of different things with this. It's just really, really fun to play this deck. So I hope you guys enjoyed the combo video. If you liked it, if you like this, please subscribe to our channel for more of this content. I'm going to, if I remember, I'm going to link the deck profile to this video down below in the description. And if you guys see anything in this deck that you think could maybe, like, I could add something and possibly take out something, you can tell me that in the deck profile, or you can just point out some other things that I may or may not have missed. Otherwise, besides that, nothing else I have to say. Oh, wait. Oh, no, hold on. I have one more thing to say. So, regarding the mat, a lot of people at locals, every time I bring one of my custom mats, like this one, and then I'm going to pull out my other mat that I have like this. Wait a second. But, regarding this mat, and my Heroes mat that I made, with all the masked heroes on it in Rainbow Neos, I know you can't really see it. I'm just going to put this on top of my deck, there in the field here. There's my, it's upside down, I know, but still. So, that mat, my masked hero, that's when back when I used to play Rainbow Heroes. But A lot of people at locals have been asking me, "Oh, that's cool, Matt. Hey, can I buy it from you?" Answer is no, but I will happily make you this mat. I Photoshop the pictures for this kind of stuff on my phone, and then I can send it off to whoever via email and say, "Here you go." And then you can go onto any website that allows you to print or order mats with like custom images with the field spell zones on it and stuff, or the spell and trap zones and the zones and stuff on it, like e-rolls. Again, I'm going to link that down in the description box below. So if you ever want to go get one of these, you can email us. I'll post our email down below in the description box for all that stuff. So, like, if you guys want a custom mat, or you want me to make you a custom mat, I can happily do that. I do it for no charge. It's free. The only thing you have to pay for is you have to order the mat from e-rolls or wherever you want to print out your custom mat, and that kind of thing. Just one more thing regarding the mat. I don't put the spell and trap zones on it, or the zones and stuff on the mat. That is whoever you're ordering it through. That I can do it personally if you do want, but I would just prefer if you went to one of the websites and put on the zones yourself, because some people don't want the zones, and that's just one extra thing for me to communicate. But like I said, if you want one of these custom mats, I can Photoshop one for you guys, and I'll send it off to you. That's basically it for the mats. Besides that, that's all I have to say. X4X signing out.